Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy YBP Gang, YBP Nation, YBP Boxing, YBP MMA. Coming at y'all with the early morning recap, reaction to the press conference. Not live reaction, obviously. It happened that, for me, I guess for everyone, it happened like 2 hours ago. Yeah, I didn't stay up. I watched it like a little later, but still, I mean, amazing press conference, amazing watch. So I think it lived up to all the hype. Had some, different moments in there with some different characters I didn't really expect seeing. I think I mentioned Austin Lane. Austin Lane couldn't have been more nonchalant. The big star I think that came out of this was Manel Kopp. Manel Kopp, I think I mentioned him, but I wasn't quite sure how good his English was. I didn't really do like crazy research on that press conference video. I was just trying to really focus on the main event in that last video. But this one, we're gonna be reacting to it. I think the biggest moment that came out of it, I was trying to be different with the thumbnail, but we know the biggest moment. It was when Manel Kopp and Izzy went back at it. I think it started out with Manel Kopp pretty much calling out KKF. He made two big points. I think he was just mad that obviously the fight got canceled, but that Izzy's camp, they constantly say they take fights and they fight through injury. And Eugene Behrman's attacking Dricus, for not taking the fight because of a little foot injury. Izzy saying, I fought through all this, but when their guy has an injury. No, obviously I don't know the severity of the concussion, but it's just it's a double standard. I don't see them holding KKF accountable and forcing him into a fight. Watch it, Dricus. It's like anyone on their team is exempt from criticism, but other people they're expected. You have to take fights when you're injured. So I liked how Manel Kopp called that out a little bit. And obviously we saw, I think at some point, I think Izzy stood up first. I don't know if he just got fed up. I'd love to see a wide shot of who stood up first. But it just didn't look good, him standing up and defending KKF. It's fine. I hate to put it like that, but it's this seems kind of corny. I just think he should let and by the way, I'm no justify I'm not the corny court or anything. I'm just saying from the masses, they're gonna look at that clip and they're gonna be like, why is Adesanya beefing with a flyweight contender? It's not even the champ. It's what I'm saying, Kopp gained everything from this. That was probably the biggest moment, but it just, like I said, it doesn't look good because he's attacking Kopp. He's saying at the end I'll send you to the shadow realm. He said some shit like that, something to the lines of I'd knock you out, I'd spark you. It's why are you pick up someone your own size, Oh, my bad, bless me. But yeah, it just didn't look good. You have Strickland right behind you, and you're picking on someone who's 4 feet tall. No offense. Size parity, maybe that's an interesting fight, but it just why, bro? There's no need. It's just bullying, bro. At this point, bro, it's not even. It just I didn't like that. I didn't like that from Izzy. Yeah. I didn't really like that, but I thought Manel Kopp handled himself well. I think coming out of the press conference, he's probably my favorite guy, coming out of all of it. He stood up to Izzy, and then I think he was sitting down, and I don't want to get demonetized. He said, you and your cartoon, corn addiction. I thought that was really funny when he was sitting down, and then later on, Izzy and Strickland had their back and forth. And even, my fault, I think I forgot to mention that prior to that, Izzy was saying something along the lines of when two fools are arguing, it's hard to tell. Or no, when you're arguing with a fool, it's hard to tell, differentiate between the two. And then here he goes, not too long after he's arguing with Manel Kopp. And I'm not saying that Manel Kopp is necessarily a fool, but he made himself almost look like a fool in that situation, You have a guy right in front of you, the guy you're trying to fight, he's attacking you, about the dog stuff, fiddling with a dog and, representing China. And you're just sitting there taking most of it. And then, your guy gets messed with. It's not even, he's calling him out on a valid thing. He's not attacking him. He's just saying, why didn't you take the fight? I'm going to fuck you up. Just friendly fighting banter, what you should be saying to your opponent. And you get up and you're all riled, hey, man, come on. trying to pick a fight with him is like, it's just weird. Like, you're the middleweight champion of the world. Like, chill out, bro. Like, it's not that serious. Thought that was kind of like just, weird. But then after that, I think there's a moment, Sean Strickland, he's going out about like, the dog stuff a lot of time. He's giving respect to Izzy, but it's a lot of like one-liners back and forth. But he mostly cooked him, man. The monologue that he had about like, are you really proud of like what you represent and what you stand for? Going to the ring, I think he mentioned Dricus du Plessis or race baiting. No, Israel Adesanya race baiting Dricus du Plessis. I don't know. I've always been on the fence about that. Like, I didn't really like have any problems with what Izzy was doing. I thought it was pretty funny. He'll do what he'll do, but like it wasn't like from a wide stance point of view. I mean, looking back at all of it, I think it was pretty fair game just because of what Dricus was saying. I mean, maybe it was getting lost in translation, but at the end of the day, he's kind of. I've always thought that he was disrespecting like Francis Ngannou, Kamaru Usman, and Israel Adesanya by saying he's the true African champion. Whether how you interpret that's up to you, but I never really liked the way that was said or how that was put out. But obviously it took it the way he did, and that's what happened. And then after that, he's talking about Sean Strickland about like him disrespecting his girl. His ex-girlfriend, and then, obviously representing China, and then dog stuff. He kept going to that well, Only thing is he really had to say back to him was, you sold your soul to Monster, which I don't even think that should have been able to be a discussion, because all the other stuff that Strickland was saying is, like, it's there. It's on the internet. There's no, like, rebuking it. Like, that's a conspiracy. Like, like not even that. Like, who is talking about Strickland? Signing to Monster. I don't even know if that's like an official thing. I think Monster's like, I think it used to be the official drink of UFC. I think it's Prime. They're like, they must be like next to each other, like, because for the longest time it was Monster, but I mean, he's just to defend himself. He's coming up with like conspiracies at this point. All the stuff Strickland's saying is all real. It's all there, man. I mean, we saw the shirt that he wore. When he was going up, and then obviously the DDP situation, the China stuff. I don't know. It's Strickland clearly won the press conference, in my opinion. How this is going to translate to the fight, we saw a reporter ask, I think, I really hope I'm not missing anything. I didn't really like take notes prior to this. So I'm just freeballing, like just off the dome right after I watched this. So I'm hoping I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I mean, there's Anton Turkalj went like back and forth with Pedro a little bit. And there was this funny moment where like Tuivasa was like, "Hey, I'm here," right between Izzy and Manel Kopp. And obviously Strickland had his moments, bro. Like he was cooking all night, essentially. Like I was saying before, but I lost my train of thought. I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, man, but it was a great press conference. Oh, how is it going to affect the actual fight? No, man. I mean, I think a lot of people make the mistake of, like, there was a reporter who asked, is any of this talk affecting you? Is it getting in your head? And of course he's going to say no, but when have you ever seen, I mean, we've seen, Izzy get pretty riled up at the Vettori press conference, obviously at UFC 276, all these other fights. And he goes out there, and this is part of why I like I said, I've been hyping up the decision video, bro. Like, I don't know how good it's actually gonna be. It's a Thursday. I want to drop 2 videos today. I have a race today, so we'll see what happens. Got to study for a test too, but we'll see what happens. But I've never seen Izzy go out there and fight with some sort of vendetta. He fights. All of that emotion is stored up. It's in the back, and he fights his fight, Whether Strickland were to go out and like kill one of his teammates, or whether he was just, a regular guy on the street, when he steps in that ring, it's all the same. Essentially, that's what I've seen. He's gonna go out there, he's gonna fight his fight. No matter what is going on around him. He fights his fight. There's none. He fights to his surroundings. Whatever he could do to get the win. In this case, I don't see it being any different. I'll elaborate on that, like I said, on that decision video, but how I think it's gonna be. I just saw his most boring performance to date. But yeah, I don't think any of the words that Sean Strickland's saying is gonna affect the fight. I don't think it's gonna affect Izzy when it comes fight night. He's gonna go out there and just fight the fight, man. He's just gonna do what he's got to do to get the job done. I don't think even he's talking about getting the submission. Forget the knockout. He wants a submission. So yeah, I think he's gonna fight to a game plan, fight to what they've been saying. Yeah, in the end, I don't really think that any of this talk or any of this stuff is really gonna affect the fight. Some people hold on to that type of stuff. They wanna, when the press conference happens, they're like, okay, now we got the weigh-ins and then it's fight night and then all that stuff he was talking, we gonna really, and I'm sure he's holding on to that a little bit, but he doesn't carry that with him in the way he fights. It's all calculated. It's not I don't know. It's not. He doesn't go into the ring and then like okay, now today I'm gonna kind of like Sean Strickland, where he's a little spontaneous with the stuff that he does. He goes. I think he said prior to the Pereira fight he was gonna wrestle, or going into that fight he was gonna wrestle. He got in there, he didn't do it. Izzy's way more disciplined, way more mature in the ring. So, I think we have a winner. I predicted it. I don't think it's to no one's surprise. Strickland bodied Izzy at the press conference. It wasn't even competitive, man. It was pretty. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it was. Izzy fought back. I mean, he had his moments, but like I said, I think he got between the cop situation and then Strickland going at him the whole press conference. Yeah, I think all in all, with everything that was coming around him, everything that was around him, the whole situation, he held his own. But like I said, he got completely cooked, by Cobb. I think Cobb came on top in that situation, and then Sean Strickland, obviously, cooked him badly, throughout the whole press conference. But like I said, I don't think it's gonna have any effect on Izzy mentally going into the fight. Obviously, I'll see my prediction video. Boring decision. I think it's gonna be. I just not the most boring decision, but maybe one of the most dominant ones. So that's all I really got for y'all today. Strickland won 10-7. Cop had his moment. Izzy again, just not doing enough, man, at the press conference, But we know he's not the best talker. He did his thing. He did okay. But Strickland on top. Leave a like on the video, subscribe. Peace out, most squad. You know what it is.